Okay, so guys, now we can start. I hope my screen is visible to you and I'm also audible to you. So first, we'll do the revision of what we have learned previously, and then I will take you in today's discussion. So this is our last module, the seventh module, where the focus of this seventh module is on global issue. Previously, we discussed on so many aspects. So let's do the revision and let's recall as well. So previously, our discussion was happen on sources of ethical problem. So there we got to know that there are five different sources of ethical problem. The first is failure of personal character. So this is a major problem because a person is failed in his character, then that person will do unethical act. We even took the example of Satyam scandal. Satyam computers were on the top when they started their business. But Ramalingam Raju, who was the founder and the chairman of Satyam Computers, he chose to have unethical way for the business dealing. And at the end, we got to know that it was a big scandal. And so much of money were also looted by that same guy. The second source of ethical problem was conflict of personal values and organizational goals. So there we discuss that if there is a conflict between what you consider as the personal value and how the organization normally functions, if there is a difference between that, so there can even be a problem. So if you remember, we took the example of Bayer AG, the American pharmaceutical company, and at that time there was marketing executive George Tuto. Bayer AG was charging higher price of the same medicine which was available at the market at a normal routine price, but they wanted to take the advantage of Medicaid program under the government program, and they charged very high. So then the whole investigation started, and Bayer even paid a fine of huge amount of money as well. After that, the third source of ethical problem we discussed was personal belief and the organizational practices. If the organization is not taking any steps against harassment, against discrimination, then they may even face the problem. Like we discussed regarding Infosys, where we even discussed regarding Microsoft. Every year, Microsoft is receiving so many complaints regarding sexual harassment from their female employees. These are the reported one, these are the registered one, but sometimes many of the companies are not even giving more importance. They are even uh, finding out the solution within the company, and so that their reputation will not get any damage. So that's how they are even function. This was the third one. The fourth one was the organizational goals versus social value. So there we discussed that if an organization is not following the social norm, then it may find difficulties. But if the organization is considering their own social responsibility in dealing some of the matters, then they will also get the advantage. Like Johnson and Johnson and Tylenol drug. Even we discussed regarding river blindness and Merck Pharmaceutical Company. Not in detail because that was already discussed previously. Then last one was hazardous but popular product. We discussed that there are so many hazardous products which are available in the market. People are also aware about their harmful effect like smoking, drugs, liquor, but still people are consuming it, even though they are aware that it is not giving any benefit to their health. It is just damaging. We have seen the flip side that if they are banned, all these companies are banned, then what could be the result? If it is not banned, then we are seeing already the result. So this we discussed previously. Now let me take you towards our today's discussion. Let's go for the discussion now. Let me share the screen first and then we'll discuss. Today's topic is the last one that we are going to see for the discussion. Afterwards, we are actually about to complete the syllabus with our today's session. Just a minute. Okay, my screen is about to get visible to all of you. So today is the last topic for the discussion. It is very interesting one. We are currently in the last module, that is global issue, and so far we discussed on part 1 and part 2. So this is about part 3. Yeah, so now I think the screen is visible. Okay, we'll have some activity. We'll also take your opinion, and that's why we'll start with the first activity. This is the picture that you are seeing on your screen. This is one of the advertisement. I took the just a small part of this advertisement. Now you just have to interpret that from this advertisement of jacket. What is your interpretation? What kind of thoughts are coming? That by looking at this advertisement, what do you consider for the company? And this is just a small part of the that advertisement. I will also show you a complete part. So my uh, screen is visible to you, and I hope you can also see the picture. Yeah, Yograj is asking that, is it real? Yeah, this is real one. I will also tell you the name of that brand. Yeah, Sandesh is saying that why should I not buy this jacket? I thought, okay, that is the thought. Then Rafat is saying that picture isn't in HD mode, sir. We are not looking at the quality of the picture here. Look at the advertisement. Techni is saying that maybe not good jacket kind of thought. Okay. This is the advertisement of jacket, and they are saying that don't buy this jacket. So if they are not manufacturing a good quality product, do you think that they will advertise in this way? Dara is saying that a way of attracting people. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. What about other people? Even other people can also share their thoughts. What kind of thought you are getting by looking at this advertisement? And this is the advertisement of one jacket. And even you can see the jacket is also very nice. It is not the outdated one. This is also the new one. Even it is also looking very nice. Yeah, Ashish is saying that they can use it. Yes, they can use it. Okay. Any more thoughts? Though this is just a small part of the picture. Yeah, someone is saying that. So looking at the advertisement, we should not buy this product because normally when people say something is bad, they really mean bad, or they are trying to advertise in a different and unique angle. But I believe we should first try and have a view. Okay. Yogaraj is saying that it may create curiosity on people. Okay. Ashish is saying that human are attracted to do the things that they are asked not to do, so it's good idea. Yeah. We are aware about the human behavior. Even when we were child, our parents used to say that don't touch there, and our curiosity were leading us towards that particular thing. So somewhere you are also right. Okay, now let me show you something else, and then we'll again come here on this particular picture and we'll discuss uh, which brand is that and why they are advertising in this way. So let's see this. Yeah, so this is saying that many of the someone is saying that yeah, agree on Yogi and Ashish view. It's just a metaphor. So more people will try the product. Sandesh is saying that I want to prove them wrong. Okay, now let's go for the further parts. We'll also see this picture once again, but let's see the research. This is about a big number, 75%. Now, what does 75% means here? Let's see. So, according to research from insurance company, Aflac, it is not here in India. This is about American um, market. So, they did a research and they found that 75% of consumers say that they are likely to take negative actions against a socially or environmentally irresponsible company. This includes posting on social media, abandoning a brand, or even organizing a boycott. So, do you agree with this? This was the research, though it was for the American people, but do you think that it is even applicable here in India or even in your country? They are claiming that 75% people will take a negative action. Suman is saying no. Okay. I will also give you some of the examples, then maybe you can agree with me. Yeah, Ashish is saying yes. Even Arafat is also saying yes. Yeah, Dhara is saying not everyone. Yeah, Dhara, this is about 75% people, not about 100% people. Yograj is saying agreed. Okay, let me give you an example. You are aware that when there is a conflict between two countries and some of the companies are from that particular country with which the one country is having problem, so they will definitely take some negative action. You can recall, yeah, someone is saying India versus China. Definitely. So you can definitely now agree with me that earlier, just a few months back, even the conflict is still happening between India and China. So you can agree with this that when there was a border issue between India and China, and the trend started that boycott Chinese product, and even the market was also supporting it. People were the shopkeepers were also not able to buy the products from the Chinese company, and the goods were actually stopped as well. So even the people were using this hashtag trend on social media that boycott Chinese product, and many of the people were even supporting, and they were saying that support our local products. So we are aware that this do happen even in India, but even in other countries also this is very true. Though this is the research about American firm, but we are aware that sometime if you are having feeling towards some of the company that they are not acting responsibly, if they are missing some of the social responsibility, they are not considering some of the social view, then people will definitely take a negative actions like this. If we talk about the environment aspect, then this do vary from for certain countries. Environment is so much important. For other countries, environment is not so important. Like if you uh, consider the environment part here in India, then you will see that this 75% is a big number. Then it may be a less number if we look at the environmentally friendly product, because here we are not having that much trend towards the environmentally friendly products. Yeah, so someone is saying that, so sir, then will that not have negative impact on economy? Definitely. It will definitely have negative impact on economy. because some of the companies are doing business here and they are also giving uh, something back to the economy in terms of job opportunity, in terms of services, many of the services. But at the end, we are the people, we are the humans. And if something is hurting to some people's belief, then they will definitely take a negative action. Now let's go to our advertisement first that we started. So this is the complete advertisement. Now you can see what is their motto behind it. So there is one brand, Patagonia, and they are saying that the greenest product is the one that already exists. Common Threads initiative. They are focusing on reduce, repair, reuse, recycle, and reimagine. So they are saying that we are manufacturing a good product. So if you are purchasing our product, that will last a long. Don't buy another one. If there is a something damage in the product, then you can definitely repair. Otherwise, we'll also help you to repair, reuse as well. And if you are fed up with the same product, then you can also give that back to the company, and company will find a suitable home. So that's why this is the complete advertisement where they are focusing on environment aspect. They are saying that we are caring for the environment. They are focusing on the environment part here. Let's see some of the other aspect as well. You are aware regarding Zara that they are in the textile manufacturing. They are manufacturing various clothes as well. They are the fashion giant as well. So earlier, Zara was having a biannual clothing cycle for the manufacturing, but now they are having weekly cycle as well for the production. Why? Because the textile consumption has increased by 400% in 2 decades. This is according to the documentary, the True Cost. So they are saying even this is also true. You can also relate. Earlier, people were having a few pairs of clothes and they were using that for throughout the year. Like if you talk about India, we generally like to have a shopping in the festival time, in the Diwali time, and people are purchasing 3 or 4 pairs of clothes and shoes and other things, and they will stick to that for the whole year. It was the earlier scenario. But if you look at the current scenario, it is completely changed. Now all of us are having so many clothes, and all the clothes are for different occasions as well. People are having clothes for the party, 4 or 5. They are having something traditional, 4 or 5 pairs. So nowadays this is very much increase. This increase in the demand is leading towards the company's benefit as well. They are manufacturing in a huge number. So this trend towards a cheap, replaceable fashion has increased environmental pollution as well. Somewhere our contribution is also there. And redoubled the sweatshop labor in the underdeveloped countries too. Further, this message that we got from the Better Junior. So the premium outdoor cloth here has built a reputation for being ethical, environmentally friendly, and unorthodox in its marketing. And their actual message was, don't buy this jacket if you don't need it. So if there is no need, don't buy that. So that was their uh, complete message. Now let's see some of the things. So we are aware that as more millennials move into leadership and corporate ethics become a mainstay, authentic brands are poised to win big. We are aware that nowadays everybody is in one direction, that they want to get a good market share. Even they are aiming very high. Some of the companies are following the ethical way, but many of the companies are also choosing unethical way, because they are aware that if they are going to choose unethical way, they can go for the first position as well. So now we'll discuss about the trade-off. Uh, Three aspects. The first is business person often face tough ethical dilemmas, such as whether to use inferior raw materials to cut cost or lay off workers to increase dividend to shareholders. We are aware that now the automation is happening. Every day the new technology is coming. And we are also aware that technologies are producing very fast output compared to the humans. So in order to remain there in the competitive world, many of the companies are going for the automation. And because of that, many times they are also cutting their jobs. Many of the people are also losing their jobs, so that they can cut the cost from the human part and they can go for the machines. Further, they can also get the higher output. On the other side, if they want to survive there, they are many of the companies are also using inferior raw materials. If you just compare about the current electronic parts, you can definitely see the difference between the current and the previous one. You can definitely agree with me that right now the manufacturing of the mobiles, even different gadgets like laptop, tablets, even TV, televisions, they are not so much durable. They are not even having a good life cycle, because the technologies are there. Companies are using some of the inferior raw material as well. You can recall some of the television that you were having earlier, while your grandfather or your father was having earlier. They were having a good quality and it was lasting for at least 10 years. But nowadays, even the televisions are also not lasting for a good number of years. Even our mobiles are also not lasting for a long period of time, because there is a cutthroat competition, and that's why companies are choosing this unethical way as well. Further, if we talk about the constraint, so the companies are not following the ethical way because of so many constraints, like they are thinking that lack of time to contemplate and reflect on alternative course of action without compromising their ideals. Competitive business pressure is also there. Then complexity in ethical decision making is also one of the constraint or barrier for them. Now, if we look at the solution part, then there is one solution: train sensitivity to ethical issues to your people so that they can understand the implication of choices, the ability to evaluate the complex, ambiguous, and incompetent facts, and the skill to implement the ethical decision effectively as well. So this do happen. Now let's go further. Somebody's
Yes,
mic
Lord.
is uh, Ibrahim, your mic is on. If you want to discuss anything, you can. Otherwise, you can mute yourself. Yeah, he muted. Thanks. Now let's go further. Yeah, this is a very common thing. Even if we talk about the other countries, then it is also common. We are aware that during this time, though it is written about the November, January, but we are aware that when the Navratri is coming, then the big sales are also coming. You will find the online sales as well as the offline sales. This is to attract the customer. So these sales are there, but uh, they wanted to have a pie of the market, and that's why they are launching this sales. We are aware that right now Flipkart and Amazon, they both are there in the sales time, and once they are going to complete the one cell, then they will also again going for the another cell, and you will notice that in November to January there will be a lots of sales. If we talk about only about online, but in the offline also, you are aware that in Diwali you will find a huge discount and huge offers there in the offline stores as well, because there is a big competition and everyone wants to get a pie, a small piece in their market share. So at this time of the year, either individual or in collision with others, they resort to several practices that can be considered unethical, like fake discount. Many times you will also observe that there is a uh, price which is raised and afterwards discount is provided. Second is convincing consumers to buy product they do not require. Like many times you will, if you look at the online platform, then you will notice that once you search about some of the products, they will continuously uh, give you some notification or pop-ups like the product is now available at very huge discount. Now this is the right time. So even though some of the people are not, the customers are not in the need of those products, but because of looking at some of the things, they are buying this product. Even if you look at the offline thing, then you will also notice that sometime when you are there in the, yeah, that is a huge loss this year. So when you are visiting the offline stores, like some of the uh, exclusive stores, where already there are something in your mind that you want to purchase particular this product, and if you are there in the store with your need and you are specifying that to sales representative that I want this particular product, they will definitely tell you about some other products as well, because you will notice afterwards that on that particular product they are getting a huge amount of commissions. So they are continuously telling you that this product is very much good, it is offering so many different things to you compared to the one you selected. This is very latest in your in the market. So even the sales representative in the offline things, they are also convincing consumers to buy the products they do not require. And the next is selling a poor quality products. Many times this is also reported even in the offline, in the online as well, that people are experiencing low quality products. So this flash sales are part of our life. Let's go for the further. Yeah, if we talk about the influences on employees' decision making in business, so there are three main influences. The first is personal moral standards. The next is their workplace ethics and the culture, and the nature of the issue concerned. So now we are going to discuss about all these influences one by one in detail with some examples as well, so you can learn. So let's go for the first influence, that is personal moral standards. So to make ethical decision, an individual has to reckon two sets of values which are uh, coverage or conflict. The first is his or her own. The second is that of his or her workplace. Uh, if you remember, while we were discussing regarding moral development or moral uh, standards, formation of moral standards, there we discussed that there are so many factors which are contributing towards our thinking towards what is right and what is wrong. And all the people are having their own different idea regarding what they perceived as the correct thing or wrong thing. If for me something is a good thing, but it is not possible that you will also have the similar view. There may be a chance that you may have a different view. You may consider that thing as a negative or bad one. So all of us are having their our own moral philosophies, moral standards. Secondly, all the organizations are also having their own rules and regulations. So sometimes there can be a situation that a person is having some different thinking towards certain idea. They are having moral philosophy in a different manner. But while if you consider the rules and regulation of the company, it may even not support. So there can be a conflict, like we discussed regarding sources of ethical problem at that time. So George Cuto's example, you can definitely consider Bear AG and George Cuto. On the other hand, sometimes it is also observed that people are using a different moral philosophies for their personal life and different moral philosophy for their work life, professional life. Like, let me give you example. Let's say that in one company you are the manager and you are given authority to make one big budget in which you can specify all the things that you need, and then company will approve, and you are the reporting authority. So whatever you are going to quote as amount, company will give you. So this is about the whole department. You are making a big budget. So at that time, even though some of the things are not immediately required or it is not so much important, still you will keep it because you are aware that companies giving this freedom that you can put anything. So in this moral philosophy, a person is going to react in different way. You will definitely make a big budget in which uh, even though some of the things are not required, you will quote that because company is giving it. But on the other hand, let's say that the same person is asked to make his or her own household budget, then there will be a difference. The person will cut down some of the things which is not so much important or not so much required, and will stick to some limited budget, limited numbers only. So there can be a difference between a moral philosophy a person was having towards a workplace and the one moral philosophy which a person is using for his or her own personal life. So there can be a difference as well. Further, we are aware that there are so many factors which are shaping our moral standards. So family background is there, upbringing is there, education is there, quality of role models is there, cultural roots, religious belief, friend circle, the kind of media exposure uh, you are having, personal experience while growing up, organizational values, professional norms, law, and political habits, and the stage of moral development in which we are. Like we discussed regarding moral development theories, there were three: Jean Piaget's, Kohlberg's theory, and Gilligan's theory. They provided that we may react differently in different stage of life. So there we got to know that um, our stage of moral development is also playing a huge role. If we talk about the politics and media, nowadays we are also aware that media sometimes focus on their TRP aspect only, and they are uh, giving their own biased view. They are considering some of the angles as right, and they are providing that angle, that picture to the public only. And the people who are having preference towards that particular media channel will act accordingly. They, according to them, certain things are morally right, and according to them, other things are morally wrong too. You will also you are also aware about this. Even some of the times, politics is also playing a big role. The idea regarding particular political way can also have a difference between different moral philosophies as well. Let's take one example of Wipro. Wipro is Indian company, and it is a multinational one. They are having branches in many of the countries as well. This is about Wipro and its chairman, Azim Premji. We are going to learn about them in two different incidents. The first one is this, where Azim Premji provided his view regarding tax, that he told in one of the interview that the one who are getting the rich people are should have to pay more tax, and this statement even annoyed so many fellow capitalists as well. They think that how he should have to say this, why he can say this, but he never changed his view. He is doing so many things for the society. Like Wipro has spent upwards of some 900 crores in Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh, where it has helped build school infrastructure, improve standards of education, and so on. Its donation to several government hospital in Tamil Nadu is also very much an example the highest quality of business ethics they are having. Let's go further. So this is one of the interesting thing. Maybe you guys are aware about this or maybe not, but let me specify the whole incident. So we are aware that Wipro is having so many business units. So in one of the business unit in Mumbai, there was some problem. One of the trade union leader found guilty in the fake bill of 20 rupees. You can definitely see that 20 rupees is not so big amount. But this is a very old incident. But even at that time also, if you consider 20 rupees, though it can be a big thing for uh, the individual, but not for the big company like Wipro. So at that time, one trade union leader faked a bill of 20 rupees and he found the guilty. So on the spot, he was sacked. That means he was removed from his post. And then that trade union leader called a big strike in which he influenced so many of his followers, and everybody was there on the strike. So that strike even went for 6 continuous months. And when it was asked to Azim Premji that uh, what he will do, so he said that he would rather close the office than reinstate the trade union leader. We are aware that this 20 rupees is not so big thing, but Azim Premji was very much firm on his decision. He thought that even he is currently even having this belief that one should have to behave ethically only. If a person is losing ethics, then he will definitely not support. Even the whole company will even not support. So you can definitely imagine that if the strike is going on and all the people are not working, then it will definitely attract a huge amount of loss for the company. But Azim Premji was okay with that. He was thinking that if they are going to end the strike on their own, it's okay. Otherwise, we are not going to accept their demand. Their demand was to reinstate that trade union leader, to call that person back on the job. But Wipro didn't took that particular step because of the high moral standards of Azim Premji. When nothing was happening in the favor of those people who were on the strike, then the employees called off that strike and uh, after a period of 6 months. So this is also a big example. If a person is having high moral standards, he will never compromise. If the person is there on the post of decision making authority, so it will also affect the whole organization. The whole organization should have to behave in that particular way. So this is one of the great learning that we can get from Azim Premji. Now let's go for the second part, the workplace ethics. So when a person works in an organization, he or she has to recon to a set of values that are part of the workplace, corporate culture, the set of belief, values, goals, norms, and the manner of solving problems that workers of the organization share. If the corporate culture is one that is straightforward as per the mission and vision statement, well laid out policies and procedure, and reflect a strong desire for protection of the stakeholders, then it will not create any problem to the ethically sensitive employee during his or her day-to-day business. So just imagine that you are also having a high moral standards. You are thinking that we should have to behave ethically only, and there is a company such like Wipro, then you will find less difficulty because company is not going to go for a biased view. There will be no discrimination. Even company is going to focus on the ethical issue seriously as well. So there you will definitely like to work. But on the contrary, if the organization culture is one of the opposite one, where they are thinking unethical aspect as the more, then the people who are having the high ethical moral standards cannot definitely live with that organization. Like we are aware about the Enron scandal, like we discussed previously. Now let's take a few examples. First, we'll discuss about the Sundaram Finance. Sundaram Finance is a part of TVS Group. They are having great USP. They are serving all its senior citizen customers in 10 minutes flat, no question asked. Free financial advice is given on the tax matter. It has over 2,000 crores in the fixed deposit, mostly collected from the senior citizen. The deposit interest is not high, slightly more than what is offered in a bank. Still, the money comes in. So there are people who are considering Sundaram Finance on the priority. If they think about the finance, they are even having so many other things like the interest is credited one day in advance. If the first of the month is holiday, not a single amount of interest has ever been unpaid to any customer at any point in a time. The organization has a huge network of borrowers who also repay dues on time. So they are aware that TVS stands for trust, value, and service, and they are very happy with the services which Sundaram Finance is providing. So this is one of the example where a company is following all the ethical way. Then even the customers will also remain with the same company. They are having so many senior citizens with them, and so much of crore of monies are also there with the Sundaram Finance. Secondly, if we talk about the TVS group, they are having a different culture. Uh, though this TVS group is the one which is handling all the business group, even Sundaram Finance. So they are also having this practice in the Sundaram Finance in their other business activities as well. That they are offering a small gift to their employees, some kind of eatables, like a small biscuit packet, a packet of banana chips, or a potato chips, and so on. So this is one of the illustrative of the philosophy of the TVS group, that care and share. The company is also having a high moral standards, and that's why many of the customers are there with the same company from last so many years as well. Like if we talk about this is also reflected in the fact that there are third generation employees happily working in the same TVS group. The quality of the products of the TVS group is world class, which itself communicates the best to the best in the class customer, like General Motors, Ford. So the people who experience their service are also having a great view towards them. So this is also another example. If we talk about the nature of the ethical issue, then a work environment which has a conglomeration of hundreds of individuals present a potential ground for unusual ethical issue and consequent dilemmas as well. Let me give you example. We are aware that in company, uh, many different kind of people may work with them. If we just talk about India, then we do know that in India there are so many people from a different state may come for the work, and they may work in one particular organization. So in one particular organization, you will find the people from Gujarat, Maharashtra, Punjab, so many different states, and all the people are having their own different cultural value as well. Let's say that in some of the companies, the majority of the people are following certain religious view or cultural view. So what they can do is they can demand the management that let's celebrate particular things in our way. So this can lead to a big problem, big ethical dilemma as well for the manager, because if the manager is going to support the majority, then what about the minorities? Minorities may feel that our cultural value is not given more priority. So sometimes this do happen. On the other hand, let me give you some another example as well. Majority of the people, those who are Indian, for them you can relate here. You are aware that in India it is a practice that a national anthem will play at the starting of the movies. So when you are there in a movie theater, you will notice that a national anthem will play and everybody should have to stand up to respect the national anthem. So few months back, I guess a few years back, this incident happened that in one of the movie theater, there were lots of people who were standing for the national anthem, but on the other side, a few people were just sitting there. So the majority of the people thought that they are disrespecting our national anthem, and though they were the Indians, but they thought that they are not giving respect towards our national anthem. So they had a fight, and then after that, at the end of that fight, uh, this thing came out that the people were handicapped, and that's why they were unable to stand for the national anthem. It was not like they were disrespecting something. So we do know that sometimes our belief towards our country, towards our religious things, may even conflict with the other parts as well. So sometimes the companies can also face the same issue as well. Okay, so guys, here we are ending. I hope you have learned so many aspects. If you are having any doubt query, you are free to ask here in the chat box. If not, then we'll go for the attendance part. So now, yeah, Sandesh is saying no doubt. Okay. Now let's go for the attendance. Let me share the link with all of you. Okay, guys, I just shared the Google form link with you in the chat box. Now all of you are requested to go on this link and please mark your attendance.
Hello, sir. Can you please paste the link again?
Yeah, let me paste once again. Yeah, once again, I have pasted the Google form link there in your chat box.
Sir, can you leave?
Yeah, you are free to leave.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Sir,
Yeah, please.
sir, can you again send this link attendance?
Yeah, let me share once again. Yeah, be there on time, otherwise you may miss the
Sir, I
attendance
am
number.
time,
Excuse
but
me, sir.
because I lost my connection now before
Okay, no problem.
you're sending share.
Sir,
Yeah, please.
sir, this link is not available in my country, so I
Okay,
can't
you can
send
paste
my
your
roll number here.
you can write down your enrollment number and along with class name in the chat box. I will mark the attendance.
Okay.
Facing trouble regarding this link because they are from you are from a different country like Syria. So you guys are requested to paste your link, your enrollment number there in the chat box along with your class name. Yeah, Ahmad, I received your number. All the other people first try on this link. This is very much working for all the remaining people, but this is allowed only for the Syrian students. Yeah, Adam also wrote down. Ibrahim also wrote down. Great. Yeah, Adam, welcome.
Have a nice day, sir.
Yeah, have a nice day to you as well. Thank you. Guys, I will deactivate the Google form link in few minutes, but before that, make sure that you complete your attendance part. If you're from other country, you can write down your enrollment number in the chat box. Yeah, Hussein, welcome. Those who already marked the attendance, you guys are free from my side. You can leave this meeting and you can go for your next activity. Guys, we'll also end this meeting in a few minutes. I will leave this meeting. But before that, if you are having any trouble regarding the attendance part, please let me know. Yeah, Deepayan, your attendance is also marked. You are free from my side now. Guys, now I'm ending this meeting. I'm hoping that nobody is facing issue regarding their attendance. So let me end this meeting for everyone. Guys, please leave this meeting now. Ali, Alihad, Hiba, Edisa, Haider, you can definitely leave this meeting now. Rani, Zaina, you came late. Why? I don't know. But you missed your attendance now.
Sorry, sir. I don't listen. I don't hear you.
I said that why you came late?
Sir, because I don't have net. I have net now, just now.
Okay. So actually you missed the whole session. We completed our session.
I try to enter to listen, but I can't.
Okay. Those who were having problem regarding enrollment number in the Google form, write down enrollment number there in the chat box, because now I'm about to end this meeting for everyone very quickly. And after you mark the enrollment number there in the chat box, you can also leave this meeting. You are free from my side. Ranim, I also marked your attendance. You already wrote down there in the chat box.
Can I
Yeah,
write it in
your
the chat?
attendance is done.
My attendance is done. Okay. Or what?
Yeah, you already wrote down, I guess.
Okay,
It
thank you.
is there in the chat box.
Sorry, I couldn't open the link.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. I will mark the attendance. Ibisa Haider Ali, I hope you have marked the attendance. If not, please do that. Right. Yeah, welcome, Rani.